At first, no one noticed anything unusual. The town didn't disappear. It wasn't destroyed. It wasn't evacuated in a hurry. It simply emptied. And yet, at night, the lights were still on. The town was small but active. A few apartment blocks, private houses, a school, a clinic, a grocery store that closed at 7. Nothing important ever happened there. People worked. Children went to school. Life followed a routine that had not changed for decades, which is why no one paid attention when the population slowly began to shrink. There was no official evacuation. Some families moved to larger cities. Some left for work and never returned. Some houses were locked and left behind. This happens everywhere. But locals noticed something strange. People didn't talk about leaving. They didn't say goodbye. They just stopped being there. One evening, a man from a nearby village passed through the town. He noticed something unsettling. Streetlights were on. Windows were lit. But the streets were empty. No movement. No voices. No shadows behind the curtains. Just light without life. At first, officials assumed the power grid hadn't been updated. Then they checked. Electricity was being actively used. Not randomly. Not inconsistently. Lights were turned on and off according to a pattern. Even in buildings that were officially uninhabited. When inspectors entered the apartments, they found no signs of panic. Beds were made. Dishes were clean. Food was left behind, not spoiled, not packed. Clothes remained in wardrobes. As if people had stepped out briefly and planned to return. There were no broken doors, no overturned furniture, no evidence of violence. Nothing suggested fear. The town had not been abandoned in a rush. Had been paused. This question was never officially answered. Some suggested automatic systems. Others blamed outdated infrastructure. But electricians noticed something unsettling. Switches were physically flipped. Circuit breakers were manually reset. Someone had to be there. The school was one of the last buildings inspected. Classrooms were empty. Chalk remained on the board. In one room. The lights were still on. The electricity was cut shortly after. No one explained why they had been left running. Over the next months, the lights began to disappear. Not all at once. One building went dark. Then another. As if someone was slowly shutting the town down, window by window, street by street. One night, the remaining streetlights turned off. Permanently. The town went dark. No announcement was made. No report followed. It simply became another quiet place no one talked about. The buildings are still there, walls standing, roofs intact, but nothing feels abandoned. Visitors describe the same feeling. Not fear, not danger, just the sense that the town is finished and aware of it. Maybe the lights were left on by mistake. Maybe the records are incomplete. Or maybe the town wasn't abandoned. Maybe it was closed, and someone made sure everything was turned off only after no one was left.